shut up until you shut the fuck up.
No, okay, so when you did that dance in the DC, right, with the white dress, there, I felt a drip, like, as you were getting up. I don't know what it was. I swear to God.
I had these messages.
$20 to tell Keemstar and 5,000 people.
Let's see.
Yeah, somebody.
Who's the Goon King now? You spent $20 to announce that. So let's welcome Bassett onto the stage.
Hi. I'm wearing one.
Ah! Shut the fuck up!
It's lighter pink. Wait.
It says, "Hey Keem, it's Deluminate. Who do you think the third party was gonna expose you was? Shouldn't have tried embarrassing me for gooning."
Oh, so you're gonna shut up so we can play this, or are you gonna keep going? You wanna keep going? No, I'm not gonna shut up until you shut the fuck up.
Bro, let Ruby do her thing. Let her do her little walk. What's up, people? Woo-wee!
Whoo-wee! Hello. Welcome to episode 8 of Ruby Online. And yeah, how is everyone doing? And D-Dog, I tried to stream to X so that local celebrity D-Dog would be able to watch without supporting evil YouTube and whatnot, but you have to pay. You have to pay to get all that shit, my brother. So let's see what's up in the comments. What is up, people? Hi. Hello. I know, I wish that I didn't have to leave for work in like an hour. But I just took like a speedy shower and I set up this live and just did my makeup really quickly, giving my ears a break from the hoops. Got some pearls going on. And I did by accident match my shirt, lip, and nail. We love a good color blocking moment, don't we? Hi. It's a thing, and I might be doing more of it. If my channel ends up going the way of Lynx's channel and getting deleted. All right, let's grab a cigarette. Let's open the Red Bull. So there's a few stories I've been covering. And so I was just, before I came on, I was watching this old Brittany Venti video that she did, pretty much taking down like Idubbz girlfriend. And I feel bad for Idubbz girlfriend because she's being dogpiled right now. But at the same time, like, she has been acting kind of nutty online. But I get it. Who knows what's coming for me? But I already, all my tea's out there. Like, if Keem wants to do some weird shit on me, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you could replay my addiction series. I don't know what to tell you, my brother. Fuck, where are my cigarettes? Always an issue. Always an issue. Bro, I just bought a pack of cigarettes. Dude. Are they in here? Aha! Found it. Now we're really cooking. So besides that, I also, on the train back from New York City yesterday, I was watching the Thorps Father Day stream, and they were in rare form. And by rare form, I mean the form that they're almost always in and have been stuck in for years. But we did get some highlights, like Ben saying that he was going to beat the shit out of Grace and to tell everyone online to get ready to call the cops. He threatens her by being like, look, you are going to make me hit you and go to jail. But that's the threat to her is disconnection. She obviously doesn't care about the physical, domestic, and emotional, psychological, and spiritual abuse. She tries to use Ian as a human shield when she's the architect of all the disasters they've been involved in recently. And that's what it's looking like. So it's been piquing my interest. And then I saw Brittany Venti, who's been, as far as I know, not active on YouTube. I don't know if she's on another platform currently, but her channel hasn't been super active. But I saw Tommy C was covering an old video of hers, so I just went straight to the source. Was watching it myself, so I thought we could go over a couple things. But I really don't have that much time, so we're gonna have to prioritize. And then on top of that, we can check in with the LCU trash fire, which is completely anti-Ruby now, and I'm on Keem's shit list. You know, and he keeps alluding that like there's something's gonna happen. They're gonna get me. They're gonna get back at me for like criticizing them. And it's like, dude, this is what people do online. You post content, you react to content, you make content. Like that is what we do here. So, and trust me, I get it. I've had people react to my content in the most not flattering ways, you know, interjecting their own conspiracy theories every breath I take. I get it, but you know, it's just part of being online. When you put yourself out there for others to take apart, that's just the nature of this corner of the internet. She's active on Instagram. But I was watching her old videos. She was a great content creator. Her videos were extremely well edited. Her channel was over 200K. But we haven't really crossed paths. At one point, they were talking about setting up a debate, I think, between me and Brittany Venti back when I was more like pro-sex work. But that never came to fruition. He's going after Christian because he was on Roxy's stream. Yeah. So what's the latest on that right now? Because we do have the time frame to look into. So right now is Lockout Live on. I was just watching the Idubbz thing. And then yesterday I was watching on and off the footage of the Thorps depressing as fuck Father's Day, where Ben completely lost his mind and said he was going to smack the shit out of Grace because it all started because she was dual streaming to his personal channel, his personal failing channel. And he doesn't like to be reminded that his own projects online have been absolute failures. And they're melting down right now over the basic fact that no shit, people are there to see Grace, and that drives Ben insane because instead of being a proud, supportive father, he needs to compete with his young daughter. How sick is that? And also, why? It's I'm not using any kind of filter. This is just the way the daylight hits me at this angle. Let me turn the other light on. I know we need a new camera. Oh wait, the light is on, bitch. The light is on. But is anybody home? Thank you, Caesar. Yeah, I'm really annoyed. Our washing machine is broken, so it took me forever to find anything remotely clean. But I did find this sweater I haven't worn in quite some time. Nerds is Live, where I was watching it, and they're reacting to Roxy's stream. So maybe we can touch in on that, see what's going on with that. Look at some of Roxy's stream that she did. Is there any news on Becky doing shows on her personal channel? Because I'm excited for this. As someone who was in that world, found it to be extremely toxic, and then has been commentating on it for the past 6 months or so. Of course, I'm going to want to link up with the people who leave. This is why Keem was so angry and wants to go ape shit on me. Let me show you. And happy Father's Day. You know, all my criticism, it's just that I'm jealous that I'm not getting beat up and humiliated by my dad every day, I guess. Unlike that, my dad's actually a really sweet guy. He taught me how to play guitar. He always encouraged me to follow my dreams, and he would never, ever try to pimp me out or sexually humiliate me online or tell me to get into a dick sucking competition with my mom. This is, so it's a time to be grateful for those of us who do have parents. Both my parents are still alive, and I've been very open about my family's struggles with substance and, you know, the passing of my brother and things that have happened that, you know, we've gotten through. And fortunately, as a family, we've pulled together. But that's not how all families operate. So I just, when they say, like, I do think they actually think that they think everyone just has these like severe daddy issues that they're projecting onto Ben. Like, she must believe that to be this deep in, this committed. It's wild. So last night had an emergency stream, and I played the clip already a couple times about Keem saying that while I'm vocally criticizing the universe, I'm behind the scenes begging to get back on. Anyone who follows my channel knows that's patently false, and it's provable. I read out at least like the DMs, but I just don't like leaking stuff as like a general policy. I think it's bad. It's bad for everyone. So this is what got him so enraged. I was on Roxy posted on her own personal channel, which that in itself is like, posting on personal channels? What do you mean? Even though if he had a little more fucking wit about him, he'd realize that if you just let all your people be free agents and engage with the outside world, that lifts you up, that keeps you relevant. Trying to stamp down and control and like neuter every bit of fucking talent you have instead of just letting the whole thing grow naturally. No, not when you're Keemstar. Grace will never admit to anything unless she drops the giant leech she calls her father. I mean, what does there need to be like admitted to? It's all quite obvious what their situation is. I saw Dancing on the Sun. You messaged me. I don't know if you're in chat right now, but I will be sending out a hat to you. Remind me, I want to take one on my way to work. He's keeping her out of school and out of gaining job experience and out of having any human relationships or a successful online career. Everyone knows what the issue is. It's been talked about into oblivion. It's very obvious, except, you know, there are the new people who come in and guess what? They see for themselves too. Also, it's completely misrepresenting me that Ben and Grace are saying that we, like me and Ava, demanded that Patience come apologize. No, what happened was by his own volition, he called into our panel and said that he was sorry for not believing us at first, you know, about what these people are up to. That's all. And I said, there's no need to apologize because I too collabed with them, you know. It still haunts me to this day, the fact that I ever willingly collabed with them. It works against me. But yeah, she should at least be trying to get her GED. Anything like life is way too fucking hard to just be winging it fucking over everyone and think that the Lord will provide when all you do is enact evil all around you. No, the Lord does not provide for that, but an evil gambling company will, and that's what they're fucking living off of. Fuck you saying that's the Lord providing. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Does Grace even have a CV? What, like a methadone will keep her happy for a short time. I don't know if methadone would be beneficial to the Thorps. Honestly, who knows? They definitely both, I think, would behave better if they were medicated for their impairing mental health issues, you know. I know, it's really sad. I think she's 22 or 23. All right. Let's see what's going on in the world before I have to be swept away to work. And yes, that's a beautiful beach. The beautiful beaches of South Carolina that me, Ava, and Lo will be holding hands, frolicking in our bikinis, kicking sand up at the sky, saying hallelujah for this beautiful life, this beautiful vacation. Hallelujah. Who gave them money? It's only Damius who supports it because he likes that stuff. They didn't make good money. There's no way they're making even like minimum wage. Thoughts on D-Dog being monetized? I enjoy watching D-Dog talk. That doesn't mean I'm like great with everything he says or does, but like I tune into Lolcow Rejects now for him. And to see like the other, I saw Schizo Spud is up there. I saw Get Crack, King, you know. Of course I'm gonna tune in for all that. But what I don't love, Pussy OPC Don, what I don't love, you little bitch. You little bitch. These people have ripped you the fuck off every chance they get, and you're still working for free. You're still working for free, just in hopes that when Ben keels over, Grace's pussy is gonna fall straight on top of your dick, and you're gonna bust the biggest nut you've ever conceived of. It's not gonna happen, my buddy. But don't let me try to stop you from following your dreams. But just so everyone knows, Lolcow Rejects is, if it does get monetized, it's just going to the Thorps. It's like their little, it's the channel they made when they were banned off YouTube for all the stalking and harassment that they were doing. But yeah, definitely worth it. More good ideas from Daddy. Hey, let's tank our whole YouTube channel. Hey, let's move away from covering the LCU, which was actually pulling great numbers. They were routinely pulling like 300 on the initial Lolcow Rejects Misunderstood. But nothing will ever be as interesting to them as themselves and their own weird psychological fucked up drama. All right, Destiny's top orbiter abuses Merc off the perk. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Speaking of, there was a great dating show last night with Merc off the perk was the person people were trying to date on Money, Love or the Bag. I don't know why I keep forgetting the name. It's Prancess's new dating show. I think it's Love or the Bag or Money or the Bag. I don't think I've heard the band Ghost, actually. So much depravity, so little time. This is just me in front of my window, bruh. I don't know why I mean, I just am very pale, you know? And that's why my skin looks okay, even though I'm a chain-smoking 35-year-old bitch. Because I put on that sunblock. I drink that green tea. Okay. Okay. All right. What am I doing? I want to see what they're saying about Roxy leaving, how they're going about slandering her, discrediting her. And it's funny because these people will say openly, this is our top talent. This is our top talent. We could never lose you. We're loyal to you. And then like the second you go too far in criticizing Keem or does something he doesn't like, the whole thing is nuked. And do you know, all this fallout happened because Becky wanted more time off to mourn the loss of a relative. And Keemstar, Rostov, and Boogie were laughing at her saying, yeah, you're going to be fired if you don't come in. That's what this is all about. So now they're in, I would say damage control mode, but they're just doing more damage and it's out of control. So let's tune in.
Without even knowing, okay? I just know.
Sweep
and
it
just
up,
looking at
Zay.
your profile picture.
Zay, who I think, I'll say this, I think she's a beautiful girl. I think she's come a long way in her abilities as a streamer. I'm sure she's learned a lot from this experience. And Zay, if I was you, I would jump ship too. Do you really want to be the person who was like the last one standing on this absolute pile of flaming shit? Maybe. But yeah, let's see. Let's talk badly about Roxy and Beck.
You're hearing your voice. Anybody that has you audition for even 10 seconds, we're all gonna go. Boop, bye.
I bet you they look
scary.
like I bet you they look like an imploded Velma Dinkley. I bet you that's exactly what they sound like.
Mm-hmm.
They look like
guys rub
they
together
sound.
when they.
Yeah, around the time when they were stalking me, RTU, and Keemstar, getting tons of cop calls and stuff by like pushing it, fucking with people, showing up at their cities with veiled threats and harassment, interwoven with, you know, incest and racism for good measure. Eventually, some human looked at their channel and was like, holy shit, I don't know if it looks good for us as a corporation to be funding this weird abuse show. So yeah. I don't know if they've tried to reapply, but I myself was demonetized for years, you know? it didn't even really occur to me to make money doing this until I met the Thorps, and I saw that they were streaming and making, decent money at the time. But that's when we were collabing. So obviously,
they walk and it almost creates
They
a fire.
no. If you're in the LCU and you're cool, I don't give a fuck what size or shape you are. You're beautiful the way you are. But when you're just nasty like this weird bitch, you just a nasty motherfucker.
You can be big,
look.
fat girl summer, but you can't be a big bitch, because then we're gonna call that shit out all day.
No, like, look, I'm trying to tell you, everybody is beautiful in their own way. Never let nobody fucking doubt you. But I just want to tell you, this motherfucker has Chan in its last name. And I know you guys like anime. I do too, but I can't do this shit. Shit, Pharaoh. What? Ooh,
Here, I got it.
I want to talk about Pharaoh.
Gaff with the TED said, shit, Pharaoh was a host. And
yeah, they're like squeezing out every penny they can out of like these parasocial relationships or like hate donos. Even myself, I sent a couple hate donos. I mean, it was only, I've given $4 to Keemstar. I did pull a kind of a funny prank because I was still banned in like one of the chats. So I sent a screenshot of me trying to send Keemstar $100 to get me unbanned. And then I was like, haha, sucker. I'm not going to give you $100. And then I just donated $1 to say something kind of bitchy. I don't know. Sure, couple bucks, but yeah.
didn't even have a membership. Just saying. God damn. This bitch got me complimenting Pharaoh. What the fuck?
Bro, am I going to talk shit?
Dude, who knows? Who knows? But I have a feeling Grace will probably be wearing a lot of heavy eye makeup this week if she comes back.
About Pharaoh because he a whole bitch.
It was at this
you know
moment
right?
that he knew.
Like,
he
used to be cool, bro. But Pharaoh, like, legit is the most attention-grabbing, needy motherfucker that still has you in his motherfucking brain to this damn day. This man skedaddled out the damn server like people actually cared that he was gonna fucking leave in the first place. Like, I'm gonna leave the Discord and people are gonna miss me. No, the fuck they're not today, Junior motherfucker. Get your weird ass over there. I know where you went. You went to Honey I Shrunk the Kids thing.
I said, yeah, I said it. Oops, my bad.
All right, let me just look at Roxy's channel. Fuck, what is her channel?
We're just gonna call it like it is.
Bruh, I don't fucking know. Look, how many likes are we at?
We are at 89.
Lock up the grade.
Guys, it's Roxy, Cam, whatever you feel like calling me today. I just got my phone back after I crashed out after ending Milkers. I tore the room apart, was freaking out, screaming after Keem called me and basically told me if I wasn't up on live that I was fired. So my husband hears me. He can't come down the stairs. So he's calling my name. Go up there and I'm crying. I'm telling him, I can't do this anymore. And he literally took my phone away and he just was like, who are you? I don't know who you are. The kids don't know who you are. This Roxy person, like, you're not 20. You're not 19. You're not 18. You're a 50-year-old Cam. He's like, you're bringing back everything that you used to be when you were younger. The person you were before we had kids. And that's not you anymore. And I stopped and I was thinking about it. And it's like, what made me really, really upset was the whole thing.
This is heartbreaking. And it's just like a reality check of the human cost behind the scenes that these shows are having on hosts, on their families. All for what? Like, the money can't be that good. We see, I'm routinely pulling better numbers than 80% of these lolcout shows. So it's like, all for what? It's like this cult belonging. It's this weird brainwashing and power that they have. It's just sad.
Savage. Okay, Savage was fired. Milkers was doing so good. We were doing so good.
Cringe. Unlike you getting completely blackout drunk and crying about how you're in love with the incest mascot, and then screaming the N-word. But pop off, King. At least you're not banned in the chat.
And then she was ripped away from me. So it took a good month with no check. You know what I'm saying? Very low numbers. And I understand that. We're looking for a host. So I held on. And then I finally find Becky. All right? And I know a lot of people have problems with Becky. I know Keem has problems with Becky. She don't know when to shut her mouth. But we were finally doing good. We go to Niagara Falls. I had the best time in months. all the stuff I'm dealing with at home.
This is really sad, but it's like and I felt this myself. You get pulled into like these like other orbits of other channels and shows, and there's some really dark energy going around in the lolcow Discord. They're always like, you're one of us, like in cult like, and they'll love bomb you. But then it's like there's so many rules, and you just learn rule by rule by rule. And all that Keem wants is chaos, drama. You're rewarded for crashing out. So it's like, let's raise the temperature on all these mentally ill people. Let's douse them in alcohol. Let's hit record. Oh, and then let's like just throw them out like fucking trash. And if that's not enough to just throw them out like fucking trash, no, you're not allowed to have any outside success. So he's going to go after all the personal channels of these people like he did with Lynx. And he's going to slander their names to his gullible, low IQ fucking audience. They're all going to puppet it. All the shows that are only still there because they get Keem's cock.
Went out the door. I was making people laugh. People that aren't able to get up and go explore the world.
No violent threats because
they lived that through me.
I just want to be crystal clear. Keem and Brantley both have alluded now several times to this concept that I'm up to something. Like I'm plotting a strike against like the LCU and like or like they are accusing Roxy of like and the Thorps of trying to infiltrate their 4th of July party. Like no, that I'm not planning anything. I only vocalize my criticisms online. Unlike other people, I don't harass people in their real lives. I don't try to call hotels or stay out to get them kicked out. I don't call concert venues to get them kicked out. You know, I don't do that shit, you know, but Keem tries to associate me with people who do that shit, like the Thorps, even though I'm a vocal critic of them as well.
And for yesterday, it was a dream come true. I made people happy. I made people laugh. They loved the sights. Only for Keem to shit on it. He shit on everything we did yesterday. He had nothing good to say about it. And it hurt me. It hurt me so bad. But, you know, I dusted it off. We had weeks of content planned. Only for Becky to call me after I seen a thumbnail saying that Roxy's alone again. I had no idea what was going on. So she called me. She's crying, freaking out. Roxy, I'm so sorry. I can't do this anymore. Keem said if I don't show up today, I'm fired. Even though Mike told me I can take the day off. So she's losing her mind. I go up on live on Milkers and I'm doing the show. She comes up and it really hit me that she's done after her and Tina get into it. So I start freaking out. I panic. And I just ended the live. Keem wasn't happy with me. And I just want to say, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I let everybody down. But I don't want to have to go through this whole spiel of finding another host. You know, my husband took care of us for 30 years. I never paid a bill in my life. And now that he needs me, it's like I have to be there. I have to support us. And I can't do this every other month, having a check, not having a check, worrying if I'm going to be able to have shows.
Oh yeah, it's so fun how like Keemstar finds these like mentally and financially vulnerable people, and as if the constant abuse that they're expected to do and perform and like lash out, now these crash outs for amusement, as if that wasn't enough. Fuck, I forgot what I was just about to say. The lolcows are revolted. The lolcows need to unionize. JK. But like, I do think there needs to be some mechanism to like, or of support for people who find themselves in these situations, which is the LOL Angels Project. Also, I wanted to address a comment that I got on my YouTube. Oh, but see, she's talking, what I was just about to say was important. Keemstar routinely messes with their pay, withholds pay, fucks people over, lies. They didn't make money at Fat Camp. Oh wait, Keem did, but everyone else fucking lost money. It's disgusting. It really is. But sure, I'm just mad that I'm not crying every day like this. I don't know. I don't know what the theory is, but oh yeah, let me show you this comment just to correct the record for the few people who aren't genuinely confused. I just want to see. Where did it go? Fuck, what was it a comment on? It was on my last video. Hold on. I'll find it. All right. Did they delete it? Huh. What the fuck? I literally just responded to this comment on my phone. I don't know why. Maybe because I already opened it. Oh my God, this is so annoying. Let me just read it on my phone. Here we go. Here's the comment from Max43778. He said, "You're lying. I was still a part of your crew when you auditioned to be on Lockout Queens. You even admitted to us that you lied or that you cried when you didn't get the job. So if we want to flash forward before anyone knew what this whole Lolcow shit show was going to be, before anyone knew, I barely followed Lolcow Live. And then Grace got fired as a host. And I thought it'd be a funny meme to audition to be a host. And I got a decent boost in support from that experience. I'm grateful for that I did find some people to my audience from that experience. But the thing that I cried about was that I didn't think I was going to get the job to be a host. And I already had a job. When I said I quit my job, I was just saying crazy shit because that's the nature of the show, and I was nervous. And then I totally tanked my audition. I was drunk, whatever. But when I cried, it's because I just got humiliated and misrepresented in front of 5,000 people. Because they said that the reason they weren't interested in me is because I was too fake. When objectively, I was kind of the realest bitch on that panel. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I would expect a million other things before that, but that's what they said. So it hurt my feelings and I cried about it. This is back in like December. So this is like 6 months ago. And then I was banned from the Discord like 3 months after that. I kind of occupied an ambiguous space where I was hanging out in the Discord sometimes, but it was really toxic and cult-like, and I didn't like that direction that they were going in with Lolcow Queen. So I started gradually pulling back and tuning out. And the last time I called in or interacted with any of the shows publicly was in February. I was briefly on Lolcow Queens. And then I don't know if it was March or April. So I just pulled back and wasn't really active, and Keemstar even noticed, and he was tweeting out like, "Yo, where's that Ruby bitch? I actually kind of missed that retarded fucker," or like something like that. So I was like, yeah, I've just been busy, just kind of like make excuses that like, yeah, I'm not actually really interested in pursuing this, but it is fun and it's good exposure to pop on the shows occasionally. But I knew ultimately that my time was going to be limited. But at the end of the day, not a single person is going to tell me who I'm allowed to fucking talk to online. I knew that it was going to be an issue having links on my show, but I did it anyway. And then, lo and behold, the night I created the stream, it didn't even go live yet. It was the night before, boom, banned. But I expected that. And since then, I've been a vocal critic, and it's devolved and just gotten worse and worse and worse. And then in Fat Camp, it's become this insane spectacle that I find to be worthy of commentating on and criticizing. And I don't like what Keemstar is doing on YouTube. I don't like the way he's treating his hosts, but he tries to turn his hosts against me by saying that I'm like up to something and want to hurt them. I don't want anyone to get hurt at all. What I want is for Keemstar to make better content that doesn't rely on the suffering and mental breakdowns of severely mentally ill and financially desperate people. It's dark. It seems dark to me. So I'm going to be critical of that, but that's that. And my criticism is towards how these shows are run, not to, any individual host specifically, unless things have, come on. Thank you, Bold Cargo, $2. Ruby, host a show with Wings. Well, I don't know that me and Wings would have that much in common to really host a show about. And I'm very particular about my freedom as a creator and being able to make my own choices. And when I'm going to be working with someone on a regular basis, I would like to get to know them really well, know that we work well together, we have similar values and passions. And that's why I work frequently with people like Ava and Lo, you know, who I know are just like on the same page and we work well together. That's not how it is for everyone, you know? And I have nothing against Wings, but he doesn't seem particularly interested in me and I don't seem particularly interested in him. I'm not Grace. I'm not going to go in and beg to sit on his lap, you know, and try to pimp myself out for like minimal crumbs of clout. Thank you, gamer. Thank you. Please. Now is the time, people. Now is the time. I have screenshots too. And a lot of them are Kim getting drunk, being kind of flirty to me. But that was all publicly happened on the Discord. He's never been weird to me in DMs. Except for like messaging me, asking me like why I was talking shit. And I told him, you know, and that was like our last interaction like 2 months ago. So this whole begging to get it, that just never happened. Even when I cried about being misrepresented and humiliated in front of 5,000 people, I didn't know what Lolcow Queens was. I didn't know what these shows were. They didn't exist yet. You know, I thought it was going to be a podcast of like female lolcows talking to other female lolcows. I didn't know it was going to be this half scripted, insane humiliation ritual. God damn, it's so hard. I don't know how I sit and everything still gets lost. I'll be sitting in one place and everything is still lost. But yes, thank you. Savage is the only one who can save Lolcow Milker or Queens at this point. Tina can't carry a show. Roxy has it left until her stomach hurts and Savage. Yeah, truly. But they have no appreciation for talent. They view it as this like, everyone is like an interchangeable little puppet tool. And there's always going to be this influx of desperate, crazy people signing on to these shows. But it looks like the longer the show is out, it's almost like the talent has degraded more and more. The last promising talent they had was Pupstar. And guess what? Pupstar said, I'm not interested in like eating cat food and shit. So that's a boundary. And then they were like, boundaries? Fuck you! And that was that. And then they slandered her, saying she's a PDF file, saying that she like is a part of these self-harm doxing discords and like, you know, the boogeyman that Kim uses to justify his invasive, fucked up, weird little app that he uses to spy on people. Yes, gamer. Thank you, please, because I'm telling the truth. You know, I really do just try to stay close to the truth. And if there's something I'm inaccurate about, I'm happy to correct it. But this is a absolute fabrication from Keem that I've been begging for a show. Never even asked, let alone begged. Never even asked. Because why the fuck would I want to be in a Discord that's going to ban me for having links on my show? No. That is kind of where the interest in any kind of collaboration ended for me. And yeah, I've been a critic since then. And I followed the show and I followed the disaster and awesome. There, let me pull this up. Oh, I got smoke in my eye. All right, let me share my Discord so we can look at this just to confirm that I am telling the truth on my timeline and everything I'm saying. I have had no interest in working for Lolcow Queen since I found out what that show became, you know. Let's go. Interesting. I don't know if you guys can see this. What does that have the dates? Fuck. I wish we could see it the date because the timeline's important. But this is proof I was pulling back from the universe before they banned me. I was pulling back and I was sketched out. But I don't know, I kind of wanted to observe and see the inner workings of this, and I was pretty horrified by what I saw. But it was more than did Ruby die. It was a whole, kind of interaction. But I appreciate the confirmation just so people know that I'm telling the truth. And like, I guess I could show the DMs with Keemstar. There's nothing even like scandalous in it. And this isn't a quote. I've always said I just really prefer not to share private messages unless it's pertinent to debunk a lie about me. So this could be that, but luckily it doesn't seem like anyone even believes it, except for the people who will believe whatever Keemstar says because they're lost. This is my knowledge. Ruby has just been banned and not Voldemorted yet. No, I don't think I was ever Voldemorted because I was never a host. That's why it was so crazy to have any rules or anything for me in the first place. I was never a host. Like, just being in the Discord, just being a person, if you're in that Discord, who you're allowed to talk to is decided by Keemstar. It's all about weird control. It's bizarre. All right, we don't have a lot of time, so I want to show a bit of the Father's Day fiasco. I know this. I need to get better lighting. I need a better camera. I've had the same broken down shit for like 8 years. So the fact that I'm even able to stream at all is remarkable. So let me update the banner. We did get a $2 donut. Rolling in that dough, baby. Oh, no. I just got an ash in my Red Bull. All right. Let's try to find this other bullshit. Sorry, I'm slow with the background. Okay. All right. Next up. I'm not going to try to even watch this on Kick, so. So this is it. Once again, an entirely like wrongly labeled stream. I don't know why they think they're such great business partners when they can't even get through 2 minutes without devolving into like physical threats of violence. This whole shit show fell apart within 2 minutes because Grace sent it to stream on Ben's stream, and then he got sad remembering that it's only 2K and no one watches it unless Grace is there. So he had to deal with that shame somehow by making Grace cry. And then he seems kind of like YouTube as well. What?
It's two. Remember, I said there's two aspects to your voice that are difficult. One is this.
All right, wait. They started on Ben's. I don't know if they took down that. They took it down. But anyway, in the first few minutes, this all pops off because Grace set it up to go to Ben's channel instead of Thorp TV, and he like ran. She's supposed to be able to read his mind at all times, while also looking perfectly enthusiastic about every word he's saying, while also managing the chat, while also doing all of the back end of everything. And then he's like, "Why are you so stressed out?" It's not like you literally do everything, right down to wiping his fucking nasty stank ass. This man does not wash. Not an inch. You think his ass is? Nah. These are dirty motherfuckers. What?
It's two. Remember, I said there's two aspects to your voice that are difficult. One is this. Your voice.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep, it's your voice. Your voice.
And I would say that we've got some great news. Okay, and that great news is, what did I say I wanted? What did I say I wanted?
Some food.
Okay, is that found in your makeup kit?
No. Well, you are incredibly pissy. I'm gonna get my stuff done while we open up the show, and then I'll grab food. That's
Ben. Did you know that you are also capable of feeding yourself? But no, it's Grace's problem that she didn't like feed you fast enough while also setting up the stream. But the gag, the real gag, is this is all just to keep her off balance and at his whim. She said herself, she feels like she just lives in a haze. Anytime any like selfhood bubbles up in her to do anything, he smashes it back down. And she has no other relationships to compare this to. She's never had a normal family relationship. She's never had normal friendships, nothing. So she really believes for some reason that this is okay or her fault when it's very clear who the issue is.
Literally my plan.
Here's literally your plan. Get me something to eat.
Okay. All right.
How many times did I say I'm like kind of hungry? Like 5.
So now Ben has already derailed. So they'd started for 2 minutes on his other channel, and then Ben freaked the fuck out because he wanted to be streaming to a different channel, even though he specifically said that he wants to be the star now. They're having Grace take the other role, and what like they do this over and over and over. It's never gonna work. Ever. No one wants to hear the incest domestic violence dad. No one wants to hear his opinions on Christianity, except if it's to mock. And God knows they are not donating. The only person who will donate to this fucking freak is fucking Damius, Octavius, and Ryler the Confused.
Okay.
So you're like, okay, definitely makeup. No. Food.
Okay. I'll be right
And
back.
I'll introduce
They're not going to make it that
people
far.
to the dynamic, which is actually very positive.
Okay.
So this is going to be, oh, fuck, I wish I had more time to go over everything. But also in this stream, Grace said just quite clear as day that Ben could easily convince her to kill herself or someone else. So that makes me feel just great. And it's like, that's why I was concerned about them in the first place. Yeah, no shit, bitch. You're like some fucking Manson family social experiment and it failed. Switch it up, girl. What the fuck? Let daddy do daddy's thing because he says you're fucking it all up. Okay, let him do his own thing. Move into that apartment that you're trying to get fucking Adam's dad to pay for. You scamming ass, indented forehead, fucking Neanderthal looking bitch.
Dynamic. The good news is we haven't streamed for a few days. Happy to be
anything but this.
Happy to be
anything but this. Anything but this.
I might mind.
Just an idea.
You said
Anything.
the food's in the RV. Yeah, I know. How would I mind giving you the RV key?
So, okay, so now what he also does is he like just starts harping on like a minor, like if she says yeah instead of yes, he'll freak out about that. Like, oh, the way you said this wrong, like, why would I mind you? It's like she'll just say like a phrase that's just like it's just so obvious. Like, I just don't know how it still works on her because she's not fully retarded. There is some mental capacity there. So I'm not sure why this little gaslighting daddy bit just works over and over and over. It just happens to be, and you see this a lot, the BPD, NPD, 2 black holes forever circling each other and destroying anything that gets near them. They didn't invent this shit. They perfected it though.
Bullshit. You just say I need the key. Anyways, I can see it's going to be a
interesting,
tough road to hoe. I don't really know what that means. Road to hoe. Road.
Also, anytime they get money, these idiots just blow it on hotel. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And it's like this is what he wants because it's working for him. All he has to do is lie around. This bitch literally will unzip his pants, take his dick out and squeeze the piss out of it into a jug and wipe his nasty ass while he just psychologically, and it's not lucrative. Go to Chatterbait. That's what you're doing. This is abuse porn, my buddy. Yes, you're doing it. Do it on Chatterbait.
Maybe that's that. Can someone tell me, because I'm feeling a little like this is not going well, but this is going to be a tough row to hoe, like so a row of corn or a row of plants. Okay, so farm reference. Okay, thank you, Will. Thank you very much. That makes sense. I've always
Can you
Said
define
road
struggle
to hoe,
session?
but you don't hoe a road.
So initially, the term struggle session, I believe it comes from like certain like communist regimes. If someone would fall out of line, they'd have these like re-education sessions where they like it's almost like what they do with like Scientology, like these sessions. But yes, I'm the one who applied that word to what they do because that's what it is. Yes. But initially it does refer to something else. But it's just what it refers to now is a session of just like a high intensity emotional conversation, you know, that's generally led by Ben trying to figure out what's wrong with Grace that she keeps making them fail because it can't be him. He's the prophet. And I believe there's spiritual abuse here too, because he does not encourage her to read the Bible on her own. Ben has gotten explicitly upset with me just for asking if he read the Bible. Like, these people hate God. Ben hates God. Absolutely. Absolutely. But their whole thing is that Ben was a prophet. He convinced Grace of this because she was like a borderline personality disordered, neglected teenager. So it's like prime material to like manipulate and mold into your little puppet. And it just locked in. She's never been able to escape it, you know? But yeah, the true crime documentaries, when he finally snaps, are going to be crazy.
But anyways, got it. Here's the great news. And I don't care that I'm not doing a great job. I seem crappy.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yes. Yeah, when I for the hour that I got Grace like to be in my apartment away from him to see if she could talk about what she wants to do with her life, she couldn't think of anything. She just kept saying she could only hear Ben's voice. Then we stream. He calls into the stream and tells us that we should both kill ourselves, you know, and that he's ashamed of her as his daughter and all this shit. Why? Because she had a 1 hour conversation with Ruby about what her goals in life are. What a guy. Psycho.
We haven't been streaming, but Grace and I have been watching YouTube.
Slackwolf says, Ruby, if someone wrote a book, what's the best way to get it published? Publishing it has been easier than ever because you can self-publish online really easily. But I have no idea how you'd go about that. You know, we're a used bookstore, so we're not working directly with like new book distributors or anything that would involve like, we're not like a publishing place. We just host little poem readings that no one comes to.
Especially the kind of content that I'm interested in. What the fuck was that?
Happy Father's Day.
Oh, TTS.
Pro
Yes,
streamer.
I said that. Where?
Held back by Grace for sure. It is.
Where is that?
Good one, Joe.
That came through.
It's not like they were literally just talking about it again about the 3 ways that they would have with Courtney. Ben references it all the time. That's also a veiled threat to Grace. Like, hey, don't push me too far, or I'm gonna tell everyone everything. I think that's also what holds her back because they seem to think that they're actually fooling some people. They don't realize how just it's not working for anyone.
Send a dono. The
Anarchy Cookbook. No, but I think I used to have a copy of that. It's so foreign. You broke. You suck. You broke. You're dirty. You're dirty and broke.
Well, whoever that was, thank you very much.
Okay.
Really?
I believe the family's testimony. I believe the brother. I believe the mom. So I believe what Courtney said and her concerns about how Maggie will be sexually groomed and molested like Grace was. This has all been shown in court affidavits. And then on top of that, me meeting them in person, seeing how bizarrely close they were, seeing how their entire relationship operates as a romantic relationship that they admit, not to mention them referencing once again the 3 ways with Courtney. Are they currently having sex? I don't know. Has there been sexual contact? I'd bet my life on it at this point. Yeah.
Really happy to see Grace's effort to get to.
So it's not like I'm not
turning
saying
into
this to
something.
be a low blow. I'm describing reality as I see it. I really genuinely believe the family, and based off knowing them and now observing them for years, or like at least a year, and seeing the years worth of footage, you know, reviewing it. Yeah. Distinction says 100% Ruby. Ben keeps her with blackmail of revealing what they've done, even though he is obviously the perpetrator in that 100%. But she literally believes that she's the one who molested him. And he said that. And the older brother, John, talked about how Ben actually sat down the whole family and told them that Grace had orally molested him. You have no idea, bro. Yeah, we might have to come back to this. I have to go to work in like 5 minutes. Fuck. But maybe I'll do a part 2 later tonight. But let me at least get to the part where he's threatening to beat the shit out of her. That was kind of interesting.
Let me make this point. Please, let me make this point.
The rule is that I get to overrule you.
But I can also overrule you if it's
you gotta really
said great. You're something.
Respond to that. I think that globally. Did you not know what that means? I mean, like, at times, and especially in a professional setting, I think it's good to hold to the standard, right?
Pretty sure it was at the end of this. Was it?
Kind of like, fuck you. Then
there we go.
That's like, yes, it may be true. And I've already said it. And so you're still not satisfied. And I think you're being a fucking asshole at this point.
Okay.
So fuck you. This is over. It's a failure. You fucking drove it into the ground. Now cry and do whatever the fuck you want to do, because I'm out, and you could say it's unprofessional, but that's too much.
Okay.
That's a bridge too far. I said it. I repeated it. I laid it out. I said, here's the way we can think of it. You heard that, and you just are relentlessly being a cunt. And I've had enough of that energy in my fucking life. And
I'm so glad. My father would never, ever talk to me like this. Like put aside the like physical and sexual and spiritual abuse. Just like, holy shit, the amount of contempt that he has for her. He really buys his own shit. You, buddy. It was you who tanked this project, and everyone knows it, even you deep down. But he will be screaming about this and feel vindicated and like he's in the right, even as he's in a cardboard box on the side of the road, because let's be real, that's where he's headed.
So really think about it, whether you may have lacked some generosity.
Oh, wait, no. There's another. So at one point he leaves, and then there was another where she leaves, and he says he's going to hit her or something. Was it this one?
Okay, we're back.
No, because they did like a whole brainwashing session. Oh, wait, yeah, it was over here, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. It was like...
You can wind me up, and you know that you can threaten jail, and you know that you're threatening me with that.
No. You can get me to a place where I have to leave, and like, yeah, because I have to avoid, because I can't do what people should be able to do, which is to physically correct someone else. Although I don't really, know if that's appropriate for a stream.
Okay, so
and certainly not
correct, aka beat the shit out of her. Holy shit! Oh, shout out Quadratic. Thank you for the 10. There's a theory that Jonestown was a CIA experiment. The idea was that they were developing mind control, and the test to see if a person is under mind control is if they committed suicide on command. Yeah, and also the testament is their entire online career. It's very obvious to everyone but little Gracie. Little confused Gracie. Doesn't know her placey. She would rather be crazy. Daddy.
At a stream that's supposed to be about religion and politics, and let's hash it out. And I did go to jail. That was you doing that.
Look at this. We're so jealous of this relationship.
That's not what I'm asking.
Wait a second. Is it? No. Hey. No. You're just talking over me isn't going to work. I made a point. Now, is that true or not?
Yes.
Okay, that is true.
Yes.
So If you say
A lot of
I
them
would
did. A
never,
lot of
well,
them
you
did.
did.
I'm not saying I would never.
Okay.
But my point is,
So
I
then
wouldn't.
what are you saying?
I wouldn't now. And the fact that you didn't say, "Hey,
I agree.
you're accidentally provoking me," you said, "You know that you can sit here and drive me crazy, and you kind of want me to go to jail." And if you think,
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say
should
that.
we go back and you did say that? You did.
No,
say
no,
that.
no, 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 no. No, I
say
didn't.
that.
No, nope.
You sit here
That's what
and
I'm
you
trying
know
to
you can
find.
wind me up, and you know that you can threaten
They might have
jail, and you
edited it.
know that you're threatening me with that.
No, 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 no. You can get me to a place where I have to leave, and like, yeah,
Okay.
because I have to avoid, because I can't do what people should be able to do, which is to physically correct someone else.
Or whatever it is, you should have more solidity as a unique person. Don't put all your eggs in my basket. Don't rely so heavily on my approval for your feeling calm and
really
like things are
is.
okay. And then in that case, I would have to say, okay, well, a lot of things are going to have to change. I'm going to have to become an independent person. Like, I'm going to have to, like, seriously detach my emotions from you as a human being. Like, that's how we've worked this out. Sorry. I don't have a problem with it, but, like, it could go one of two ways. You can say, okay, I have a lot of power over your emotional state. Therefore, what I do directly impacts it. Or you can say, hey, you shouldn't take me. You should have more integrity and not and be able to take criticism from me, and it shouldn't affect your emotional state so much. But you can't have it both ways. Does that make any sense at all?
Sorry, I'm just gonna set up a redirect for the end of this. I don't know where the time they might have edited it out. I don't know when he says like they reference what happened.
How
Fuck.
was the cigarette break?
Wait,
Right? You fucking know it. You can just sit there, keep talking over me, not let me make one goddamn point, lie,
Oh, poor Ben.
and I'm gonna have to leave because I can't do what I should do, which is smack you in the fucking face for being disrespectful to me. But today, I don't give a fuck.
What did you do again? Oh, she well, these are her crimes that I've heard recently. It was like there was one day where on the 4th hour of chatting, her eyes looked at chat instead of looking up and hanging off his every word that she heard him say over and over because he's literally the only person she interacts with. Like it's just asking for the impossible. It's just basic brainwashing, abuse shit.
So everyone, get your phones out. Look up the Warren Police Department and get ready, because I'm not leaving this time. W. Ben.
Yeah, we're all just so jealous of that that beautiful father-daughter relationship there. Anyway, let me see. Who should I raid? Because I'll take you guys for the walk, I guess. Or no, that's just gonna distract me. Let's see. Let's see if there's anyone interesting to raid right now. And yes, I'm sorry the stream couldn't be longer. I had to go to the clinic earlier because I have to go to the clinic every day, as we know, which fucking sucks. Ooh, I could raid Fish Tank, Lolcow Nerd, Chaotic Truth, Lolcow Rejects. But I would, but unfortunately, that's just all Ben and Grace's channels. I don't know how I really feel about that. Nerd or Fish Tank? I don't know, chat. What do you think? Lolcow Nerd. Yep. So this is the father-daughter relationships are also envious, and my Father's Day, your Father's Day. But yeah, it's definitely just my daddy issues is why I'm critical. And I'm definitely just only critical of Keemstar's universe because that I wish I was on Lolcow Nerd making $2 an hour, maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to go to my bookstore. So, bye. Let me see if there's any other comments. Hey. Sorry, I wish I could keep going. Bro, I gotta go to work. Goodbye. Goodbye. All right. Go give them a warm welcome. And don't make it seem like I'm planning anything, because I'm not. Okay, but don't realize we're engaging with paranoid people. Just say a little hello from Ruby. Come at me, bitch.